So I have several beehives that are located outside of my actual bee yard and nowhere near my house and barn that I cannot reach with an electrical cord to do an oxalic acid vapor treatment on. So to help do mite treatments, I actually use Apiguard trays in these hives that are out in the woods and out in the field. So I've driven out here today to do an Apiguard treatment on these two hives, and these two hives already have entrance reducers on them, and they already have feeder rims on the top of them, creating that extra space between the frames and the actual hive cover. You see me looking up a lot because there's a weird airplane flying super low to the ground, well below tree level, and it's just throwing me off. So I gotta pop the hive cover off and take off the inner cover. These bees have not been broken into since early this spring. I made sure they came out of winter fine and haven't really messed with them since then. The top box was completely empty when I added it this spring, no foundation whatsoever, and now the top box is just packed with honey and brood. I'm not going to bother to scrape off any of this comb that's on the top. They left plenty of space to place that Apiguard tray. I just need to give them a little smoke there and do a little scraping on these. Very little has to be removed. Just enough for a flat surface. Good enough. Now the Apiguard trays, you're only supposed to peel that foil off about halfway. Yeah, there's that airplane again. Just peel that foil back a little bit. It's hard to do with gloves on, so I use my hive tool to help grip it. Peel it back just a little ways. Set it right on top of those frames. I like to set it at the back of the hive. The instructions say to set it on the center. I like to set it on the back because there is airflow in there that's going to take the fumes from that out of the front. And I feel like if it's in the back, it's more likely to drop down through those frames and then wisp through the front. That's all there really is to it. I'm going to put my hive cover back on. There's a little bit of burr comb there I'm going to rip off. And then the last thing I have to do, these are screened bottom boards. I'm going to insert the mite board, not so that I can count the mite drop, but so that it prevents a lot of extra airflow taking the fumes out of the hive from that Apiguard tray. Now that this one's done, I'm going to switch over. There's my airplane. Super annoying. That's why I had to turn the volume down on what's actually happening outside here because it was so noisy. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to do this second hive quick. Give them a little smoke on that bottom board so that it goes up through the screen. Take off the outer cover. These inner covers are peeling off pretty hard because, like I said, I have not gotten into these hives since early spring. Threw a little sugar water on there right away in the spring and called it good. These are just glued down like crazy from all the propolis. The bees did a good job here. Just gotta carefully wedge that hive tool in there and slowly peel it up side by side so that you don't break a piece of wood. Once I get it lifted up, the bees inside are actually pretty calm, but look at all that comb that's in that rim feeder there. These bees are so calm. I probably don't have to wear my suit, but I'm always cautious when I'm dealing with hives out in the middle of the woods because who knows what the animals are doing to them. Just got to remove a little piece of comb there. Drop that tray down in there with the foil peeled half back. Didn't even have to smoke up inside there when I took that inner cover off. I'm going to place it right back on there. Press it down a little bit and then slap that outer cover back on, and those bees are good to go as soon as I insert this mite board again in the bottom. I do remove these once I'm done with the mite treatment, and I leave them out all winter long. I want that extra airflow, so I do not leave those mite boards in for the winter.